At this point, it certainly seems like Ben Johnson is going to be heading to Las Vegas to coach the Raiders, but he might not be going alone. Let's talk about it. Hi, Mike Payton from A to Z Sports Detroit, and today we're going to talk about some rumors that are cropping up that Ben Johnson could be heading to the Las Vegas Raiders to be their next head coach, and that he could potentially be looking to bring Hendon Hooker with him. Hooker is obviously the Lions' backup quarterback, drafted in the third round last season, has had some injuries to overcome and all of this, and finally got to play some preseason games this year, has got to come in for a couple fourth quarters. But now there's some potential that with Johnson leaving, the Raiders may be interested in bringing him along. According to Sports Illustrated's Hondo Carpenter, who is a Raiders beat writer and insider, he's suggesting that the Raiders may be apt to trade a second-round pick to the Lions for Hendon Hooker, and that with Hooker knowing Johnson's offense and being ready to play, and he could be the guy for the Raiders. He could be their starting quarterback in 2025. Now, I know Lions fans obviously like Hendon Hooker. They see a potential future with him. Could be a premium backup. But a lot of what the Lions have been telling us, both directly and indirectly since this summer, is that they don't have a whole lot of faith in Hooker. They do not maybe see him as the guy they thought they were going to get out of that draft pick. Obviously, no one has come out and said, hey, we don't like this guy. Everybody's been very positive about him, and they keep saying stuff. But during the summer, multiple times, they talked about keeping a third quarterback because they didn't quite know if Hooker was ready yet. They talked a lot about how he needed more reps, how he needed more time, so they were going to continue to possibly keep Nate Sudfeld. Sudfeld played horribly in the preseason, had a bad training camp. It just did not go well for him. They wound up just releasing him and having Hooker as their number two. That was up until a few weeks ago when the Lions signed Teddy Bridgewater to be their backup quarterback. And, that was a whole lot about trust. And if the Lions are going to lose Jared Goff for any reason, which hopefully they don't, they are going to be more apt to go with Teddy Bridgewater than they are Hendon Hooker. So with Hooker turning 27 years old this week, and it being pretty clear at this point that he is not going to be the Lions quarterback at any point in time, Jared Goff is their guy. They're going to stick with him. That's where things are going. I think it's probably makes a lot of sense to trade him at this point. And maybe he gets a shot to play over in Las Vegas. It would probably be good for Hooker as well as it would be good for the Lions, because then the Lions can go into the NFL draft and they could draft, let's say, Jackson Dart from Ole Miss, somebody I talked about in a video just yesterday. I think, you grab a 21-year-old quarterback like that with a lot of possibilities, a lot of potential, can throw the ball, has a good arm, can be mobile. I mean, we've seen videos of this guy hurdling linebackers. Like, he can run, he's mobile, he can do these things. You give him a few years, maybe 2027, maybe 2028, he's your new starting quarterback over Jared Goff. I understand, again, Lions fans like Hendon Hooker. They don't want to see him go. But it might be what's best for the team at this point. It might be what's best for Hooker to go to Las Vegas, get some playing time. We will see what happens. Ultimately, the first step has to happen of Ben Johnson becoming the Raiders' new head coach. But we will see where things go from there.